Welcome in CBS Sports combat analyst and co-host of Morning Combat, Luke Thomas. Luke, I love this. I mean, this is fun. We're entertaining right now. Jake Paul knocks out Ben Askren less than 2 minutes into the fight. I kind of thought he took a dive. What's your reaction to what you just saw?
No, Askren didn't take a dive. I mean, understand something here. If you take a dive, you are committing a serious, you're breaking the law, and you can go to jail for that. It's much easier to just not take it seriously and get paid $500,000 like Askren did. And if you lose, you lose. But, you kind of rob the other person a little bit of their glory if you never quite take it seriously. That's really all that it was. I mean, listen, when they booked this fight, the first thing that came to my mind was, I don't really know what's going to happen, like I told you pre-fight, but it had a little bit of a whiff of, hey, what's a situation where if we can get a win, we can sell it as authentic to build on future paydays, and it gets someone who's got some great sports credentials. In the sports he competed in, at the time he was a relevant athlete, Ben Askren was a tremendous force to be reckoned with. He's a dad with a lawnmower now. I mean, it's not as bad as the pre-diabetic gas station attendant that Jake Paul fought in his debut, but certainly this is not even anywhere close, not even remotely in the same universe as, active in his prime kind of athlete that Ben Askren was. So nice win, good thing, but yay, the Harlem Globetrotters beat the Washington Generals again.
So I'll ask you the question that you get a lot. Is Jake Paul good?
We don't know. We don't know. We know he trains hard. We know he has some skills. And let's be fair for just a second. Let's say he was 3 fights into a real boxing career where he was fighting in the middle of nowhere and taking on someone else who had 1 or 2 or 3 fights like him. He would not be fighting very good opposition either. He would probably be blowing them out in a similar kind of way. So in that sense, maybe you want to argue there's something of an unorthodox path. Let's see how it all plays out. Fine. I will always give someone like Jake Paul or anybody else who wants to fight the benefit of the doubt, but we still remain in a situation where he has not ever boxed another boxer, someone who did that by trade in a boxing contest. Until he undertakes that kind of an effort, it's very, very difficult to say. I would also add, to be good at boxing, and you saw, for example, Regis Prograis on the card tonight. Now, that's a real boxer, and you saw what he did to Ivan Redkach, but he started boxing when he was single digits or in his early league, 10 or 11 years old. To start boxing in your 20s, you can do that as a heavyweight. Seth Mitchell, former, I think it was alum from University of Michigan, he made some waves at heavyweight despite picking it up in his later years as an athlete. But on the lower weight classes, it's virtually impossible. So good luck.
Okay. All right. So it's a legit win for Jake Paul as he improves to 3-0 with 3 knockouts, knocking out Ben Askren on this night. What might be next then for Jake Paul?
Right. Well, they're going to have – Ben Askren's actually an interesting opponent for reasons unrelated to sort of the competitive side. He's got a big mouth too, right? He's a good talker. He's good in interviews. Finding someone who can help them thread that needle is not so easy. So you ask the question, usually if we're talking about UFC or Bellator or in normal boxing, there's kind of someone else you can pinpoint. Aha, that's the guy. But he went from Nate Robinson, who was plucked from obscurity, to Ben Askren, who, again, was a very legitimate real athlete in his time, but was kind of also plucked from obscurity at this point in his life. So I don't know. I'm guessing they're going to get somebody, what they've been doing the last 2, somebody who has in some kind of way, a legitimate athletic background, probably more on the fighting side. But, is there an obvious call? Your guess is you mentioned people on TikTok. Maybe there's a TikToker he can knock out. I legitimately do not know. This is not the way things normally work.
Well, maybe they can get the D'Amelio sister's father. Maybe he's available for a fight against Jake Paul. I'm trying to keep it together here. Look, congratulations to Jake Paul. That was fun. It was entertaining, and that's what we want to see. And maybe it'll be even more entertaining next time. The robot will be out. The D'Amelio sisters will be there. Snoop will be there. Justin Bieber will be there. The whole cast of characters will be there. And, of course, we'll be here to wrap it up for you. Luke Thomas here on CBS Sports HQ. Luke, thanks. And, hey, for more from Luke Thomas, check out Morning Combat. He's joined by Brian Campbell. Of course, they're going to discuss this. Of course, they'll discuss UFC Fight Night from over the weekend. You can watch the series on YouTube. You can also listen to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. Download and subscribe today.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.